Hey, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors, and I guess you might say I'm the chief of the Best Investors tribe. Our tribe meets at our Discord, and it's kind of a unique situation. We've gathered about 18,000 people there, and we talk about stocks, and different people make suggestions about what should we buy today, what should we buy this week, whatever. So we've got 18,000 people feeding us information. Through that, then we have created an investment committee, and they basically sort through the stocks that the tribe is suggesting, and then they get together and decide on one stock that they want to dig in deeper with, and then on Sundays, they present that stock to me. And I wanted to share that with you because this channel's a little bit different. We're working together. You're not just getting information from me. Yeah, I'm a retired financial advisor, and yeah, I have years of experience on picking stocks and analyzing portfolios and things of this nature. But it's moving faster than one person can keep up with. So I've created this tribe to achieve a better way that we collectively can invest. Well, this Sunday, and what we do with this we record the discussion, the presentation to me, and then we share it on the Discord with our tribe members. But I wanted to bring you up to speed on it and share a specific stock that they suggested I take a look at and add to my portfolio. And I think it has some merit and some circumstances that have made it very attractive at this time. So I want to do that in this video, and I want to just bring you up to how we're a little bit different. I have some other interests. If you watched my video yesterday, you know I'm on a charge to become a billionaire. I don't have that many more years left, but I think I've figured out how to do it. And I want to share that with you too, because again, my goal for you is not only to make good investment decisions, but to help you achieve family wealth. And that can be done if you'll change your mindset and say, I'm not just going to make several hundred thousand, but just change your mindset to say, hey, I think I'm going to be a billionaire. And maybe if I listen to Kerry long enough, I can figure it out, because I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to become a billionaire. So, but let's look at this stock that my investment committee gave to me yesterday.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
The stock is a company by the name of Sensonomics. It's in the business of monitoring glucose. I don't have a lot of experience in this because I'm not diabetic, but to people who are diabetic, and I think the number is there's about 34 million of them in the United States, and it's a $5 billion market that is growing substantially. Now, why is the diabetic market growing substantially? Because of an aging population and because of a obesity epidemic. If you haven't noticed, back in my baby boomer generation created something called fast foods. We created sugary drinks. We created snacks. All things that when you combine them with sitting on TV, sitting on a sofa and watching TV all day and eating snacks, eating Twinkies and drinking Cokes, you got a good chance of putting on some weight. And once you get obese, then your sugar levels get out of balance and you become diabetic. And probably, I think it was estimated that roughly 50% of the people who have diabetes in the world don't know they have it because they don't go to a doctor and they don't have them. And so it can be pretty devastating. So this company, Sensonics, is in the business of creating a monitor, a implant that you put in your arm, and then you put attached to it a small transistor that speaks to your phone and alerts you if your glucose gets out of line, and then you take action on that. If I remember, I knew people. In fact, I knew a young boy who was born with, I think it's type 1 diabetes, and I remember in summer camp he used to prick his finger, and then I kind of remember he did some sort of paper test on it, and it told him whether he needed to get sugar in his body or get sugar out. I'm not sure. But he had to watch his diet accordingly. And so now, though, Sensonics has upgraded that to bring technology in it. And this is not a young company. They've been around, I think they were formed in the 80s, and then in 2015 they went public, and they've been fighting it. Last year they almost went bankrupt, and that was because of the pandemic. No doctors were doing the implants. Our hospitals were all tied up with treating the pandemic, and their loans were being called, and they almost went bankrupt. And another company stepped in who is in the business with the old system, ASCENSIA, Diabetic Care, Ascenta Diabetic Care, and basically came forward and guaranteed their loans. They came up with $35 million, and then a promise for another $250 million over the next 5 years, because Sensonics has currently a 90-day implant. That is, that implant will sense your glucose levels for 90 days and speak to your transmitter, which speaks to your phone, which gives you alerts. And they are now having a 180-day implant that is due to be approved, hopefully, by the FDC in third quarter of this year, which will again propel their sales. And then they are working on a 365-day one that they project will come out in 2023. Now, who is their competition? Their competition is basically, let me see here, I've got it. It's a company by the name of Dexcom, Abbott Laboratories, which I know, and Medtronics. Now, they use a more antiquated system. They use a system that basically takes something that they call lancets, and you basically have some system to test your blood, and they have a device that does that, and then you get a reading from it from these lancets. And what these companies do, it's kind of like the razor and razor blade business. We'll give you a razor if you'll buy your blades from us for the rest of your life. It's kind of like when I worked for Polaroid, we would give that camera away for almost anything because we had the only film that made it work. Well, that's what these companies are doing. So that's who their competition is. But the Sensonics system will basically make them passé. They're the old technology. And Sensonics sees tremendous growth as, again, the population ages, which we know that's happening because there are 79 million baby boomers that are turning 65 at a rate, I think it's 10 million a day or something like that. So and they're getting obese. So it's a growing market, a new technology, and an opportunity, because again, their stock had been up, I think, as high as $5.50 a share. But as a result of this pivoting away from technology stocks it dropped all the way down to $1.50, and today it's trading for about $2.05 a share. I'm going to try to buy it at back down somewhere below $2, because I think we've got some rough days still ahead of us in the stock market as we go through this shift from speculative stocks in 3D printing, in biotech, and in this industry. And I'm going to try to buy it below $2 and jump at it. Now, I got this information, first of all, as I said, from my tribe members, from my investment committee. Then I went to Seeking Alpha. We have a relationship with Seeking Alpha, and I found just an exquisite article on Sensonics, and so I want you to look at that. The article is Frederico Concio, and it's Sensonics Potential Multi-Banger from Here. Look up his article. It's going to give you, in fact, I'll put a link to it in the description. It's going to give you a very detailed study. It's about a 7-page article that will give you a real insight on this, and that will do your due diligence so that you can make a good decision as to whether if this is something that's right for you. It's going to be right for me. How much of it is going to be right? Oh, my portfolio right now is moving between. It was $1 million. It's now around $880,000. I'll probably try to find about $10,000 to put into this. And again, think of it. If in fact they capture this market, this is probably within, I would say, before the end of December, it's probably going to go to $3 to $3.50. If I can buy it at $1.50 or $1.75, that's a good gain. If in fact they get this 365 system approved, it's going to put Abbott Laboratories and the other people in this business either out of business, or they're going to come and buy Sensonics. So I think this is a good investment. And again, I want you to really understand, Carrie didn't find this. Carrie went on a video call on Sunday at 11 a.m., and Tiago, Andrew, and Noodle shared their data, their information, and lit me up to this. I then went to the Seeking Alpha article and dug deeper into it and made a decision that I'm going to buy it. So that's where I'm at on this. That's what my tribe's all about. I focus on another thing. If you saw my video on Tuesday, I've made a decision. I'm going to become a billionaire. And what I want to do is walk you through the process that I'm going through to become a billionaire, how I'm going to package the product that I'm going to make available that is going to disrupt an industry and put me in a position to build a company that someone will come and buy from me for multi-billion dollars. And that is because I'm going to own the majority of shares in it. Some of my tribe members will end up owning shares in it. How does this happen? How does the fact that there are 2,600 billionaires in the country, and Kerry Grinkmeyer, who's a millionaire, believes he can become a billionaire? Well, he meaning me, recognizes that change is coming faster and faster. And the fact is, there is a new billionaire now every 36 hours. Why can't I be one of them? Why can't I be a disruptor? Why can't I take the knowledge that I have, the experience that I've acquired, the talent that I have within the 18,000 people that are on my YouTube channel, and bring this all together to disrupt an industry? Now, how can Kerry even think that's possible? because he got rid of that unwanted roommate in his head that tells him, you're not capable of that. You're dyslexic. You can't read. You barely graduated from high school and college. You fought the fact that your mother died when you were 8 years old and left you, and no one loved you, and no one wanted to be around you. You fought that for years, but you got rid of that roommate about 8 years ago. And in this book, I tell you how I did it. And if you want to be a billionaire, this is your first step. If you want to be a millionaire, this is your first step. You have to decide that I can do it. And you got to get rid of that bullshit in your head that you can't even read. You barely graduated from high school. You only graduated from high school because you played football. And you only got into college because the state at that time had to take everybody if they agreed to go into ROTC. It was a land grant, Ball State. It was a land grant college. Okay, you have the possibilities. If you like this channel, if you like this kind of talk, subscribe, share it with people. The only thing that's holding you back is you. And once you decide what you want and what you're willing to do, and if that you're willing to put in the work, like I am going to have to do to become a billionaire, put things together, gather your talents, your skills, understand your strengths, understand your weaknesses, and fill in those holes of weaknesses with talented people. Sergey Brin needed Larry Page. Steve Jobs needed Steve Wozniak. And Bill Gates needed Paul Allen. You and I need somebody as well. We've got each other. All right, that's where I'm at today. Look at Sensonics and see if it isn't right for you. It's going to be about 10,000 for me. All right, talk to you later.